how you doing, sir? Yes, sir. Okay. Okay, I will. Yes, sir.
Wish I had more that I could share, but this one I'm in the dark on as well.
When you do, let me know.
And commissioners, we do have Jared Najjar joining us, the attorney for the village through Virtue Law. He's on Zoom.
Cool.
And Ron, I believe, is on.
Okay, cool.
Recording in progress.
Well, we can get going. It's 1:59, but I feel like we're going to come to 2 o'clock quickly, and we've already delayed this one long enough. So I'll call the Monday, March 23rd, 2026, 2 p.m. meeting, special meeting to order. Chris, why don't we go ahead and do a roll call?
Yes, sir. Roll call, Commissioner Baugh. Commissioner Hall.
Here.
Commissioner Michelina. Hello, Ron, can you unmute?
Ron, raise a hand if you're speaking to us. I need to message him. Ron, can you hear us?
Yes, I can.
Oh,
Can you
yeah.
hear me?
Okay, that was, yes. We can hear you, good.
Thank you, Ron. We're doing roll calls. Commissioner Michelina,
Yes.
Chairman Rigsby,
Here.
Commissioner Byers,
Here.
Commissioner Kelly,
Here.
Commissioner Richardson. Chairman, we do have quorum.
Cool. We have quorum. We're going to move to, and Chris, will you just make sure that we mute everybody that's on there till we call them to?
Yes,
that'd
sir.
be the
One
first
moment.
one.
Okay, everybody has been muted. If anybody else has their microphone on, please mute.
You should be able to mute them all. Yeah, there you go. All right, let's move to declarations of conflict of interest. At this time, state any conflicts of interest.
I have none.
All right, we'll move on to certification compliance with resolution 2026-01.
This meeting has been notified in compliance with Resolution 2026-01.
Great. Let's move to our third item, approval of agenda.
Make a motion to approve the agenda as presented with the chair's option to move items as required.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion on the agenda? Seeing none, let's move to a roll call vote.
Roll call vote, Commissioner Hall,
Yes.
Commissioner Michelina,
Yes.
Commissioner Rigsby, Chairman Rigsby,
Aye.
Commissioner Byers,
Aye.
Commissioner Kelly.
Aye.
That passes. We have an agenda. Let's move to the approval of meeting minutes from our February 3rd meeting, 2026. Any corrections or changes within the minutes?
I didn't see any glaring omissions or corrections.
Okay. Is that a motion then?
I'll make a motion to approve the meeting minutes from the regular meeting of February 3rd, 2026.
Got a motion
Second.
and a second. Any discussion? Seeing none, we'll move to a roll call vote.
Commissioner Hall,
Yes.
Commissioner Michelina,
Aye.
Chairman Rigsby,
Aye.
Commissioner Byers,
Aye.
Commissioner Kelly.
Abstain.
The ayes have it. We have an approval of meeting minutes. Let's move to our next item, which is public input. So since there's a number of folks here today, this is time for anybody that's either here present or online to speak on items that are not on our current agenda. So if you're here to speak for or against one of our current agenda items, you'll get your opportunity to provide your 2 cents. But this is if there's anything else beyond our agenda that you would like to bring to attention for this commission. Shane, come on down. If you'll just state your name.
Shane Zimmerman. And what I have to discuss is ties into some of the agenda stuff, but it's not directly related to it. I've been trying to get her to speak upon this for a while now, so.
Okay,
It
great.
may
We'll give you-
sound like it's tied in, but it's
We'll give you 3 minutes. We give everyone generally 3 minutes, so
perfect, yeah. Tell me when to go.
go, all yours.
I'm gonna go ahead and read so I can stay on track here. All right. I stand here before you as a homeowner, a small business advocate, and someone who loves Ruidoso. I'm here to represent a lot of my clients as well as my family who own short-term rentals, which is a controversial subject here for some reason. Our town's economy is driven by tourism. On busy weekends and holidays, visitors arrive in numbers our existing hotel rooms cannot absorb. Short-term rentals are not a luxury, they're a necessity for Ruidoso. They expand our lodging capacity, keep visitors here longer, and spread economic benefit throughout our community. Short-term rentals generate vital revenue. Lodgers tax that fund our community services, gross receipts tax on bookings, and the money guests spend in our restaurants, shops, and local service providers. Those dollars pay wages, keep storefronts open, and help maintain the character and vibrancy of Ruidoso. Every nightly rental is supportive. Every night is supportive. Infrastructure for our entire local community. Yet many of us who operate these homes feel unseen. Instead of being thanked for opening our doors and contributing tax revenue, many owners feel ostracized, spoken negatively about at public meetings such as this, and treated like problems to be micromanaged. Heavy-handed policies and an attitude of suspicion discourage responsible homeowners from sharing their properties. That approach risks shrinking our lodging supply, harming local businesses, and reducing the very tax stream the city relies on. We ask for fairness, collaboration, and common sense regulations that protect neighbors without driving away homeowners who want to help our town's future. There are larger priorities for the city to address: infrastructure, public safety, trail and road maintenance, promotion of sustainable tourism, and a number of things due to the fire and flood. Let's focus our energy on those big issues and craft balanced, respectful rules that preserve our community while allowing homeowners to contribute. Please recognize the essential role short-term rentals play in Ruidoso's prosperity. We're not asking for trophies, plaques, or anything special. We just want to be appreciated for the role we do with the community in helping sustain the economy. And finally, if I got a second here, how much time I got left?
You got a minute.
Cool, okay. In respect to this STR fire pit fiasco, I'm very sensitive to fires. I lost my home in a fire. But let's not forget what really caused the fires in 2024. That took much of our national forest that I take pride in, and many homes, including my own, that were lost. It was not caused by an STR fire pit. It was arson caused by some bad people, even though it was not labeled that. We all know the truth, and as of this date, I'm not aware of any fires in our community that were directly caused by a propane fire pit from an STR. So, thank you so much for your time, and I'll probably speak regarding one of the other issues later.
Okay. Thanks,
Thank you.
Shane. Appreciate it. Thanks for coming in. All right. Others that want to speak on any item that is not up for discussion on the agenda?
Hello, Council.
Hi there.
I'm Angie Olivas, and I am a Realtor and short-term rental manager. I'm a property manager of about 80 properties here in Ruidoso. I know some of you, you might know me. And again, I want to speak about the proposed amendment to bring the fire pit issue to planning and zoning. Vacation rental property managers and realtors, along with their property owners, are taking responsible steps by posting clear signage and providing rules to guests. We give our guests the rules of fire pits, that they're prohibited. When they make the reservation, they have to sign that they've read the rules and acknowledge the rules. And we also have the rules posted for our guests. Plus, we have removed anything that resembles a fire pit from the property. We've done our part. Please don't punish the responsible parties. The individuals who violate this ordinance should be the ones held accountable, the guests. If a property owner is truly negligent, then cite them appropriately. But immediate permit revocation without proper adjudication is too severe. We need a fair and balanced approach. No other industries, businesses, or in other industries, businesses are not penalized so harshly for actions of their individual patrons. Take bars and restaurants. They don't lose their liquor license because a customer is later cited for drunk driving or public intoxication. The municipality doesn't get involved. We are professionals who take compliance seriously. Allow us to do our jobs without unnecessary micromanagement and focus enforcement on those who are actually violating the rules. Thank you.
Thanks, Angie.
Thanks, Angie.
Any others that would like to come and comment on any topic that's not on our agenda today? Okay, seeing none, I'm going to close public input, and we're going to move to our quasi-judicial public hearing. The first one we have, EV 2026-03. Alex is the applicant here?
Yes, the applicant is here.
Okay, great. In person or on Zoom?
In person.
Would the applicant come on down?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Thank you, sir. If you'll raise your right hand, say you'll tell the truth, nothing but the truth, and state your name.
I swear to tell the truth and nothing but the truth. My name's Dennis Rich, and I'm the representative of that property owner doing that replat.
Okay, great, thank you. Alex, will you tell us a little bit about this, and then Dennis will hear from you on behalf of the property owner.
So this is a request to vacate easements with a lot combination or a replat. And so to remind the commission, this is something that is a recommendation item to the from the Planning and Zoning Commission to the council. The council would actually be the body that would make the determination as to whether or not to grant the vacation of the easements. This property is located within the R1 Single Family District, and therefore, the use there would be typically would be for residential construction.
Thank you. Dennis, tell us a little bit about what your client's looking to do.
So they have two large, I guess they're fairly large lots up in Camelot, and they're just looking to combine those two lots into one and get rid of the existing utility easement and lot line that divides the two. Up there, I don't know if you've had a chance to go up there or not, but it's a fairly steep lot. It drops off the one side of, I think it's Excalibur on the north side of that lot. And it drops down, it's a kind of a large drainage through there. There's really only one building site down on the south side of that property that's viable for building. The rest is kind of just in a drainage area, not really buildable area. So that's what their point is trying to just combine the two lots into one and get rid of that existing utility easement. It's not really a feasible place that anybody's gonna ever run utilities down anyway, so.
Thanks, I appreciate that overview. At this time, we'll open it up for public comment if folks have anything to say for or against this item, and then we'll have commissioner questions for you on behalf of the property owner on this vacation easement vacation. So we'll open it up now if anybody would like to comment for or against this item. Seeing none, we'll close public input and then move to commissioner questions. Commissioners, what questions do you have for Dennis on this easement vacation? Or for staff? You can also question staff.
I guess the only thing I would have is would they be amenable to widening the easement between themselves and lot 35 because of the terrain? I mean, you're basically relocating that easement to the back property when you combine the two plats.
I think there's already one back there. I don't have a copy of the plot with me, so.
There is, but the easements around most of the rest of it are wider, that's why I asked.
Okay. I don't know why, I mean, probably it's one of those, most of that property is kind of undesirable to run utilities in anyway. So, I mean, as you can see, the gas, electric, all the rest of the utilities have signed off on it. It's just a matter of, I haven't asked them about that, if they would be willing to do that, but
Reason I ask is part of in the staff's analysis is they want a sign-off letter from the utilities. And if the utilities are happy with not moving that, that's fine. But if they wanted a larger easement because of the terrain for construction,
okay. They haven't said anything to me that they require anything bigger than what's existing.
well, and that's, as I said, that's one of the conditions that staff recommended is to get a statement from the utilities that
Okay.
it's okay to do that. If the utilities don't have a problem with leaving it as is, I don't.
Okay.
It's just the terrain is just insane, so when you lose,
Yeah.
It's a little steep.
it's a little steep, so.
On that, Alex, did we hear from Josh or the folks at our water sewer department? Is there any concerns from them?
We do have Marty Luna here to address any concerns that they may have.
Hey, Marty, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Good, we'll swear you in. If you'll state your name and say you tell the truth.
Marty Luna, sort of tell the truth.
Thank you, sir.
On this property here, I have not gone and looked at it. I was just informed of this one by Josh Long. He actually went and looked at it. We do not have any utilities in there, so vacating it wouldn't hurt us.
Okay. No concerns about future growth or development if it does? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. That answers my question. Thank you, Marty. Any other questions for Marty or the applicant?
Just a comment. Typically, the easements like this are split halfway between each lot, so it's really double the width. That's,
Yeah, the outer boundary of their property, so
Yeah.
it is actually 10 feet on their property and 10 feet on the,
yeah, so,
and as Alex stated, this is just a recommendation to council, so.
right. So you need a motion.
Scarlett, anything to add, question, or you, Ron, if you're still there?
No,
Okay.
I think it's pretty cut and dry.
All right.
You ready? Based upon the foregoing finding of fact per 54-69 and 54-102 of the Village Code, I move to recommend easement vacation approval by the Planning Commission to the Ruidoso Village Council for case EV 2026-03 with the conditions stated in the case report.
Second.
I'll second.
I got a motion in 2 seconds. Any discussion on said motion? Seeing none, let's move to a roll call vote.
Roll call, Commissioner Hall,
Yes.
Commissioner Michelina,
Aye.
Chairman Rigsby,
Aye.
Commissioner Byers,
Aye.
Commissioner Kelly,
Aye.
Motion passes. It'll be recommended to council at their next meeting as an agenda item. So, thank you for being here, both of you. All right, let's move on to our next item. Variance approval case PV 2026-02. Alex, what can you tell us about this one, and is the applicant here?
The applicant is here in person as well. This is a request to encroach 10 feet in the 15-foot front setback on a piece of property located at 109 Kilimanjaro, which is zoned in the R1 Single Family Residential District. The applicants are seeking to build a home on this property.
Right? If the applicant could come on down, or their representative? How are you, sir? We'll get you to swear in, so just raise your hand, say your name, and say you'll tell the truth.
Isaiah Gonzalez, I swear to tell the truth.
Mr. Gonzalez, tell us a little bit about what the property owner is looking to do.
Yes, we're looking to build a one-bedroom cabin at 109 Kilimanjaro. The cabin is 800 square feet. It is on a very steep slope, about 40% grade, and the road easement extends from the road around 25 feet, 25 feet. So there's a big drop off there. And given the 24 feet plus the normal setbacks, we'll be putting this cabin really far out and will require large retaining walls and a lot of excavation. We think that bringing a variance to get a little closer will help with visual effects and keep the project at a minimum.
Great, thank you. At this time, we'll open it up for public comment on this item. Seeing no public comment, we'll close public input and move to commissioner questions for staff and/or the representative of the property owner. Or, staff. Any questions, you all?
It's pretty clear when you see the topo on it, the drop from one side of the property to the other.
It is, and it's consistent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it looks like based on the drawing, it'd be like 5 feet from the edge of the actual road right away that the village has.
It would actually be, yes, that's
5
correct.
feet from, yeah.
And help me if I'm wrong, but I have different street names. So in it, it says Avalanche and Whitney, but the listed address is Kilimanjaro?
Correct. Sometimes Avalanche comes up as that street, but it's actually should be Kilimanjaro, I believe.
Gotcha. And it does go all the way through, I see, to Avalanche. This is right at the top of Swiss Chalet.
Correct, yes.
Okay.
Yeah, Snowflake Ridge.
Ron, any questions for the applicant?
Well, I was looking at, what is inside, there's like a triangle, not a triangle, but a rectangle. What is going to be in that portion of the house? Because that's where we're really talking about being 5 feet from the road.
That is a covered porch, just a roof with a concrete slab as an entry for the house.
Okay, so really the only livable part of that would be if you came back from that and there's a straight line that really kind of runs with the house, correct?
Correct. That would be around that 10-foot mark there from the city property line.
I have a
Okay.
question.
Yeah, go ahead.
Where is the parking going to be? I mean,
Some of it would actually end up being on the city.
in the street.
Correct. That street is really steep from the edge. I have
I
met.
know the property
Okay.
extremely well.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
I
it
mean,
would-
I can't believe that he even started to build on the thing.
Right.
It's insane how steep it is. And,
Yeah.
And I guess my frustration about this is that, variances like this are granted on a hardship case, and the whole piece of property is a hardship, and there isn't any part of it that's more of a hardship than the other. It's just that to get the setback, you just got to go further down the hill kind of thing, and granted that raises your support walls and all, and then you probably do have backfill and all that to be able to create a path to get to the house and all. And those are all things, though, that, in my opinion, are known factors before you ever stick a shovel in the dirt. And
Yeah, I will say we didn't catch the easement being so far down the hill. Most easements are a little closer. So after the property was purchased is when we realized that the easement was so far down the hill.
Alex, this is for you in streets. What's the right-of-way width? Because on this one, it says current road location and then 24 feet, then 5 feet, then 10. Is the right-of-way really 70 feet wide on that hill?
The right-of-way, as shown on the boundary survey, is 50 feet.
From the center of the
Yeah, if you
road?
look on page 24 of the packet 416 of this particular case, we do have the 50-foot right-of-way for Kilimanjaro indicated there.
Right here.
Yeah. I see that now, thank you. 50 feet, is that a 4-lane highway? Is that the width of it?
So that is a typical width for a residential street. And so I'll say typical, and that is sort of American suburban development typical with that. The actual, of course, the actual width of the pavement, should there be pavement, and I don't believe this portion is actually paved. Lane width would probably be in regard to 22 feet for the 2 lanes.
Okay.
What it is that the back of the road's probably up against the edge of the other side of the easement there. That's why we've got so much hanging off
Yeah.
the property.
You know, it's at the end of what is public, and then it goes on to private. And my concern is that should that ever sell and become more used, if somebody develops that ridge on out and all, you're going to be right there and right at the edge of any improved road.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
here
I
again, the
will
parking
say-
is a little bit of concern, you know, if you can't, is that allowed to build in a residence and not, and park on the village property versus, do you not have to, you know,
Alex,
provide
what's
your own
the-
parking?
what's
for
the-
at least one car?
Code for R1, if you have that off the time for parking. I think it's like 2 for,
Give me one moment to confirm that.
but they can park in the.
There are 2 parking spaces
In the
required
right-of-way.
per unit, 2 off-street parking spaces required per unit.
But as long as they're not covered, they can park in the setback.
They can park in the setback, but
Yeah.
Bart's question was about the only parking is going to be on half of the right-of-way.
Well, I mean, there is 10 feet from the house, so if they're building stem walls, they're gonna have to build stem walls from the back left corner all the way up to the easement, or to the setback place, or to the lot line, I should say. So they're gonna have to do a lot of dirt work,
So
anything.
is the right solution to be, since they're required to have the parking, is that they can get the easement for the building as long as they provide parking that isn't on the right-of-way? I mean, is that a condition you can put on it? I mean, you can solve that however you want to solve it, but
I think that's a question for Alex. I mean, building code says they have to have 2 off-street, meaning on their property, not on the easement, parking spots. So that's part of the building permit, right? That would be caught.
Correct.
So we could either do a condition, like, yes, we'll approve the variance, and you have to prove that you're gonna have off-street parking, or it'll be caught in the permit.
I'm
Opening a can of worms if we do this.
I mean,
I would make it, to me, I would just make it conditional upon providing a site plan that shows the off-street parking. Because, yeah, we don't know what the future of that road is with a large undeveloped track. If they decide to come through in 20 years and pave it, you know, you can't be having your parking for your residents on
Yeah.
on the street like that, because then it's
And I'm real sympathetic. I mean, I think it, you know, if you can pull it off, it's great. It's got a
yeah, I mean, that'd be
unique view.
that would be the only thing is you know, is not, you don't want the parking to prohibit the use of the right-of-way that exists there. So, I mean, whether you make that a condition, or if it's caught in the permitting process.
yeah.
You know, to me, I'd be amenable to approving it with the condition that it must show off-site parking, not on the village, on the street right-of-way.
And
And that's.
Mr. Gonzalez, you had your hand up with another
Yeah,
comment?
I think if it came down to that, we could make some adjustments with having the parking go to the the west side of the house there.
Yeah, there's 10
Yeah,
feet back over there on the west side for parking. I think, Bart, to your question about opening a can of worms, I don't think that this does, because the variance process is really intended for when the lot does not allow for the normal economic value from it, like talking extreme hardships. And I think even in the ordinance itself, it says topography in this, and this is, I think, a prime example of it. I mean,
Yeah.
there's not many instances, because Ruidoso is so hilly, where I'd be like, yeah, you kind of need it, because if you're coming all the way back, I mean, it's a consistent slope, so you're talking about 40-foot walls, and I think
Right,
that's.
right. For every foot you go back, you go up a foot,
Yeah, exactly. So
at least.
I think that is why I don't think we're opening a can of worms if we do grant this, because this is what the variance would be intended for, to allow to get use of this lot. I'm also of the opinion that 50 feet for that road,
Is excessive.
but that's not what we're here to discuss, but yeah.
Those are the cards we're dealt.
Those are the cards we're dealt. We aren't gonna adjust the,
That we don't have control over,
no.
or want to.
Scarlett, do you have any questions or thoughts?
Y'all covered it.
Okay. Ron, anything else?
No, my only hangup is having it structured 5 foot from the road. But, if there's some way they could maybe alter that. I know the lot is almost impossible to build on.
Yeah, without,
So,
So as of right now, the closest point of the home would be 29 feet from the road.
From the current road.
from the current road, yeah. But it has to run off the easement,
right.
because one day we might put a 50-foot road up there paved with utilities running through it, So that's what we have to work off of. I also think, Alex, remind me, what's the ordinance around, because Ron, the stuff that you're talking about that's 5 feet from the right-of-way is really just like a covered porch, if I'm not mistaken, but what's the ordinance around covered porches into setbacks?
I think it's still 20 feet.
I think there's an exception for a covered porch, but I don't remember it off the top of my head. I think you can build into a setback, but I don't remember if it's just like a covered deck. This might not count because it's part of the house as a covered entry.
A covered deck is not covered, or is not, I'm sorry for adding that in there. A covered deck is not one of the permitted encroachments under 54-124. Give me a second here to confirm that in the R1 zone.
Okay. Maybe it's an uncovered deck then.
Yeah, it's an uncovered deck.
Is it uncovered? Okay, never mind.
And there is also not an exception permitted in the R1.
Okay, sounds good. Yes, Mr. Gonzalez.
Alex, what's the current setbacks in that area?
When you speak of in that area,
For that property there?
It
What's
would-
the current setback?
it would be 15 feet.
Okay.
R1 from the front, so anything zoned R1 is
Yes, from
15
there.
feet. It used to be 20, and then 2024, we recommended to council to reduce it to try to help folks out. Okay. Commissioners, what other thoughts, questions? If not, I would entertain a motion.
Well, I'll read it if I can put my condition on it.
You can,
do anything.
you can make any motion you'd like, sir.
Based on the forego finding of facts per 54-69 and 54-98 of the village code, I move to approve the requested variance approval for case number PV-2 2026-02, provided the applicant can provide parking that does not intrude on the existing right-of-way shown in the attached plats in the case.
Okay. I have a motion with an additional condition. Any second?
Second.
Motion and a second. Discussion? I guess I'll just pause for Alex and Chris. Did you guys get the condition?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Any discussion on the condition? Seeing none, we'll move to a roll call vote.
Roll call, Commissioner Hall,
Aye, yes.
Commissioner Michelina,
Aye.
Chairman Rigsby,
Aye.
Commissioner Byers,
Aye.
Commissioner Kelly.
Aye.
Motion carries. I think they'll have you sign something, but thank you for coming in today and stating your case. All right, let's move to our next item. It's another variance approval case, PV 2026-03. Alex, what can you tell us about this one?
This request is at 508 Sutterth Drive. There is an existing business in this location in the C1 zone. They are seeking to add a garage/office, a detached structure to the property for enhancing the business at the location.
Okay, thank you. And it looks like the applicant's on Zoom. Is that you, sir? John?
That's me. Hello. You unmuted?
Sorry, can you just answer in the affirmative? We can't hear you if you are speaking.
Affirmative.
Okay. We can hear some background noise, but you're kind of hard to hear, so I don't know if you're able to speak up.
I'm on the way back from Albuquerque right now, so it's, you know how it is over here.
Understandable.
We'll try to pull over.
No worries. If you'll just raise your right hand, state your name, and say you'll tell the truth, nothing but the truth.
It's Jonathan Ferris, swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
Thank you, Mr. Ferris. Tell us a little bit about what you're looking to do today.
So we're just looking to add a garage and an office for my construction company. Where we have very narrow property, it's like, I want to say about 80 feet wide. So no matter where I put it, it's going to encroach on a step back. We're going to put it out in the front, and we're going to line it up with the variance that I already had approved on my addition when I remodeled the house a few years ago. And we're just going to line it up directly with that, which is about 4.5 feet from the property line. Yeah, I just want an office for my business to showcase what we can do. We have a place where I can have my customers touch.
Okay.
And a little showroom for pictures and art that we do.
Great, thank you. I think I got most of that. We appreciate that. We'll, at this time, open it up to public input, and I believe we also got written response as well. And so we'll add this to the record as well, right? Any other folks that want to comment on this item? Are you Mr. Stallings? Yes. Do you want to come and read it, if that's okay? We did get it written. Usually the easiest is to have you say it in your own words. Yep. You'll just, I agree.
My name is Robert Stallings, and I promise to tell the truth.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, we're the neighbors to the west of that property, and have been there since before John purchased it. But when he asked for the variance to get his house, the notice went to the prior owner, not to us. We didn't know it was. I'm not sure whether we would have rejected that or not, depending on the circumstances. But at this point, I don't. We don't see a need for him to encroach on our separation, so to speak. Back in the day, we did it without objection because we didn't know what was happening. He was notified a hearing or a grant of the variance. There's also a building that was built behind the house that was granted the variance that encroaches on at the same level. I don't know any of the details about how that got there or whether it came before the village or not, but not to my knowledge, there was never a notification to us of it. The zoning of the property is C1, as you well know. And that's residential with possible clean clean commercial. It does say serving people on premises and the code and a whole lot of other things. But basically, the zoning does not include a provision for the kind of work that John does. And I don't want to discourage him from doing good work. And certainly it's possible that you've already granted some sort of variance from the zoning requirements. I don't know. But in any event, it's sort of a mess. If you look at his application, page 6, shows a picture of his lot. And it's our neighborhood is called Palmer Gateway, and it's a gateway to the community. It's one of the first impressions people get as they go head to Midtown. But anyway, I think that probably he could place the building in such a way that he could do some of his commercial work behind it, away from the public view, and perhaps do something. But the way he's talking about now is just going to be a continuation of what we're doing. Anyway, we think it probably he could build the garage and put it in a location where he can disguise some of the materials and debris that he has at this point in time, the excess vehicles and equipment, and work on it in a different way. As it stands right now, it's technically a hazard in some ways to the quiet enjoyment of the community and the appearance for the way things go. I don't know what more I could say. I think it's pretty obvious. If you go by and look, you'll see.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Stallings. We appreciate your comments.
Stay until he talks.
Yes. Mr. Ferris, you do have the ability to respond to any of the comments that were made. If there's anything that you would like to comment on that was discussed.
So I don't think that there is actually going to be a different way that I can build an office there because of how narrow the property is. It's literally, I want to say 75 feet from Mr. Stallings' fence that he built to the neighbor on the east side. We're in the middle of it. It's 70 feet. If I build a 30-foot building, you'd have to go dead center, and then it cuts off everything to my house. The house is at the very end of the hill. Once you get to the back of my property where my fence or where my yard is, it's a drop off all the way to the river, 50 feet down. There's absolutely no way I can put it anywhere else other than in front of my house. To go with all the materials and stuff, there won't be any more materials. If any excess materials that I have, will go in part of the garage for what I keep. All the old metal that we get from roofs, we don't keep that. We give it away, we donate it, we sell it. We don't keep any trash materials over there. Everything we have is brand new. Trex plank boards, OSB for roofs, and stuff that will be eventually in the garage where I need it to keep it out of the view of everybody coming into town. I know how much the village prides themselves on appearances of the property, so it will be made nice and kept clean. It's just what I want to put it there. I want to put an office to have a central place for any customers, because we build houses. That's why we're in Albuquerque right now, is we're building a house over here. I want to have a central place where I can have customers come if they don't have a piece of property yet, or a house to sit down in and go over a remodel sketch. They can come to my office where I have my blueprint tables. I can lay out whatever we need, discuss it with them. And like I said, in the background, I can have pictures of my work. I can have models of, roofing material or decks, a showroom basically. And that states my case.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Ferris.
And sorry, I will say one more thing. I do understand where Mr. Stallings is coming from. It won't affect his property. We will be in the front half of the property. Literally, probably, I'd say 60 feet from his house, from the front of his house. Because our houses basically line up with each other. And I'm going to put the garage about, I think I said 64 feet in front of my house. So it won't block any of his, anything, nothing to his house.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Ferris.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Stalling. Thank you.
Okay, but I would like to add that, some years ago, we placed a fence because of the mess that was there in the first place. And, in keeping with the permit we had for the fence, we had to put the inside of the fence in that direction. It's broken in about 4 or 5 places where they, in piling things against the fence, and that sort of thing, they damaged it. It's just, it's been an ongoing thing. I think there's probably a better plan for the space than has been done.
Okay, thank you so much. Thanks for your comment
Thank you
today.
very much.
Other comments for this item? No, sorry, you're good to sit back. Thank you. All right, seeing none, I'll go ahead and close public input, and we'll open it up to commissioner questions for the applicant at this time.
First off, is construction business, is that allowed in C1?
Thank you, Commissioner, for your question. Typically, historically, these types of uses have been treated as an office use, provided all of the materials and vehicles are inside a building.
Does that answer my question?
So does this site have a,
I don't think it did.
does this site meet that conformance to do that?
I would say at this point in time, it does not, but as the applicant has said, this would allow them to be able to do so.
So does it have an existing variance for what it's doing now? A use variance or anything like that? Or is it
We
just not-
currently, for better, for worse, we do not, trying to remember here, do we have a condition, a business registration, Chris?
We do.
Okay, okay.
We do have a business registration for construction, and the variance concerning the house being in the setback stems from a 2019 case.
Were you guys here in 2019?
I may have been.
Yeah, we were.
I was, you were.
Not to put you on the spot. Following up Commissioner Byers' question, so if it's a non-conforming use to the permit, what are the remediation steps? Not that we're here to discuss that today, but is staff taking the steps to address that?
So when you say non-conforming remediation steps?
Storage of materials outside, exclusive use as an office, right, because commercial.
So I would say if this is a situation where the commission is not inclined to approve this variance and the applicant is not able to come into conformance, we would then have to work through the code enforcement process in order to bring the property into conformance.
Okay. Mr. Ferris, I do have a question. If you move it 5 feet over, so it's not in the setback, what does that impact?
It's going to put it directly in the driveway of getting to the house itself. is going to just be in the way of the house.
But it will still partially block the view of the house anyways, and the driveway can go around the structure, correct?
It could, but when the plumbers did all their work, when we remodeled it, they did a bunch of stub ups because you have to have a clean out, I guess, every 100 feet. So it's going to be in the way of those. So if we were to put it, shift it over, to 5 feet like you're asking, then we're going to possibly be driving into the drainage stubs, the sewer stubs. It's like super narrow, this property. So I'm just trying to
Yeah, but it's
move it back
super
out of the way.
No, just as I look at the plat shows 70 feet wide. It's showing a proposed garage 26 feet wide by 50 feet. It's a flat lot,
And you got 200 feet from the road.
yeah, you got 70 feet wide. I'm just looking at the width of the garage and the width of the lot. The lot's 70 feet wide. You got a 26-foot wide building. That means you got 44 feet on either side. That if it put it in the middle of the lot, you'd have 22 feet on either side of that building to the property line. I said that to me, this doesn't seem like there's any hardship. You gotta move it. You might have to do some plumbing reline, but as I said, this is for a building, a permanent structure. And I'd rather see them comply with they've got the distance to be able to comply with the existing setbacks. So I don't see hardship here.
I agree.
Ron, do you have anything? Any questions for the applicant?
No, I'm kind of with Bill on this one. I think that we can simply move it and make it something workable. I mean, if it's a drainage line and you have to move it or cap it, that's not a great expense. We're talking about a permanent building here. And I'd rather we be in conformance.
Okay. Is there a motion from anyone?
I'll go again. Based on the foregoing findings of fact per 54-70 and 54-98 of the Village Code, I move to approve the variance request for case number PV-2026-03.
We've been making these in the affirmative.
I got a motion. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Got a motion and a second. Any discussion? Seeing none, we'll move to a roll call vote.
Roll call vote, Commissioner Hall,
No.
Commissioner Michelina,
Nay.
Chairman Rigsby,
Nay.
Commissioner Byers,
Nay.
Commissioner Kelly.
No.
Motion does not carry. Mr. Ferris, thank you for your time.
Why are you guys not approving it?
It's a fair question. We generally give a reason behind any denial for condition or variance. In this case, for a variance, there has to be a hardship that cannot be overcome in any other way. In this case, we believe that it is not a lot hardship, that the property that you're suggesting or the building you're suggesting to be built can't be moved over 5 foot and still have reasonable use and access of your property.
You're okay with that?
Yeah. All right, guys. Thank you.
Thank you. Drive safe.
No, thank you.
All right, let's move to the next one. This is a site development, SD 2026-03. Alex, what can you tell us about this item, and is the applicant here today?
The applicant is here this afternoon, present. This is a request for a revised site plan. The commission did review and approve a site plan previously for this site. One of the conditions is if there were any changes, it must come back for review and reapproval by the Planning Commission. They are looking to add a retaining wall to the front of the property, and that is the substantial change.
Sounds good. Come on down. You'll raise your hand, state your name, and say you'll tell the truth.
I'm Manuel Mahan. I swear to tell the truth and just but the truth.
Okay, thank you, Manuel. Tell us a little bit more about what we're looking at today.
Yeah, it's really just improve As you can see, one of the pictures, using these concrete blocks. In the beginning, I used only 4 foot, but it's a really good product, so I thought probably improve the view of the building, so I will go to 10 foot. I guess you guys have one picture of that.
Yes, we do have a photo of that. Okay, and so it's adding the vertical block retaining wall, so it goes all the way up?
Just to 10.
Okay.
And that's it.
To 10 feet. And there's that, we'll get to our questions in a second, so, perfect. Anything else to add on the site development plan?
No, it's the only,
Okay,
I've been adding on.
okay, we'll open it up to public comment at this time. Anybody commenting on this one for or against? All right, we'll close public comment, seeing none. We'll move to commissioner questions. I should ask Alex, do we have any written feedback on this one? I looked at you and said Alex. Chris?
Correct. No, we don't have any written feedback.
All right. Commissioners, what questions do you have for the applicant?
More for the staff. I don't have any questions. I think it's staff questions.
Go ahead.
First, is this red tagged? I don't
No.
know. It's not a red tag project? Okay. Since this is coming up for reapproval, does this metal building now have to comply with the current architectural design standards that were adopted by council, since this is a new or a modified application?
It does not. That would be considered a non-conforming or a pre-approved condition that they're not modifying, so it does not need to come into compliance.
Okay.
Is it a metal building? I thought it was a hardy side.
Well, it's just the frame. We stand up the walls. It's separate
It's
from
metal
the.
frame and wood.
Siding. It's
yeah.
hardy siding.
Is it?
Yeah, it's only the siding.
Siding?
It's
Oh,
hardy
okay.
plank, yeah?
Okay, well then, never mind.
Is the current wall at 4 feet?
Yeah,
Okay.
as you can see the picture.
That's probably why it's not red tagged.
Okay.
My comment about this is that I'm in total agreement that thing does need to go up and it would look much better, and plus it needs the retaining, and because sooner or later, we're going to actually get a rain.
Maybe one day. I guess my question for you, the applicant and staff, anything above 4 feet, you need engineered drawings.
Yeah, I submit the engineer for that purpose.
Is this the engineered drawing?
That is not, but that will be required before the issuance of a building permit.
Okay.
Yeah, because the drawing doesn't match what's in the ground.
Yeah, but you're right, it does have to be engineered.
Yeah.
I guess the other staff question is, as I saw it noted in the impact, has the applicant completed the hydraulic report showing the revised drainage and all that? Has that been provided?
Yeah, I did.
Alex? Okay.
It's a French drain all the way in the bottom. And all the water from the gutters, so the actual building is diverted to
Okay.
underground already.
But you've got that report, Alex, you've got that?
I don't know that it's come to my office yet, but that will also be a condition
Condition of
before
okay.
issuing a building permit.
Are you putting the water towards the east, off the east side?
So,
Basically on the back side of where your building
Yeah.
is? Okay. Other questions for the applicant, or any comments on the impact assessment?
So clarify for me, Alex, in the portion of the building permit, the wall that he wants to build, that'll be a signed off engineered drawing in the building permit process?
That is correct. The building permit would not be approved without an engineer sealed
Okay.
plans.
I just wanted to clarify that because of the conditions. Okay. I don't have any other.
Based upon the foregoing findings of fact per 54-70, 54-123, and 54-100 of the Village Code, I move to grant the requested site development approval for case SD 2026-03 with the conditions stated in the case report.
Second.
Got a motion and a second. Any discussion on the item? Seeing none, we'll move to a roll call vote.
Commissioner Hall,
Yes.
Commissioner Michelina,
Aye.
Chairman Rigsby,
Aye.
Commissioner Byers,
Aye.
Commissioner Kelly.
Aye.
Motion carries. You will be able to go up with it. You just have to submit paperwork and follow the conditions. Thank you, sir. All right, let's move to the next one. Conditional use approval, CU 2026-02. Alex, what can you tell us about this one?
This is a request for the resumption of operation of a kennel with open animal runs on property zone C2, which is at 147 Carrizo Canyon. This property was previously approved a number of years back for this operation that has since lapsed, and therefore the owner applicant is here this afternoon to request having that be approved for the resumption of that operation.
Come on down. Thanks, Alex. If you'll raise your right hand, say your name, and say you'll tell the truth.
Shiner Carton, I will tell the truth.
Thank you very much. Tell us a little bit about what's going on.
I think because of the time frame from when we acquired this property, when we closed the initial kennel, where we did some things and this kind of thing, it was open for 4 years, and then we closed it and remade it into a house. There was somebody who lived there to watch the animals, but we actually, completely gave up the house. And I have lived in it with some of my family members ever since. And we like the area and we like the village and we don't want to move. So we would like to open the original, the same type of kennel, only in a much smaller sense. We'll continue to live in the house and do outside dog daycare and boarding on a much smaller scale than we did when the property was a whole business.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Anything else that you would want to add for the board?
I don't think so, but I'd be glad to answer any of your questions.
Okay. At this time, we'll open it up to public comment. I believe we did have some written feedback, and it's in our packet. I don't know if the person that wrote that is on today or here.
They were planning on being via Zoom, but they have not joined the meeting.
Okay.
All commissioners should have a copy of the letter.
Did you all have the chance to read and look at
I
it?
was just looking to see if I don't see it.
It's a separate one. It's the,
This one?
that's the one, yeah.
This is the annexation case.
Yeah, I don't have.
Oh, do we not have one for this one?
Don't have one for that one.
I got,
Sorry, I was looking at the wrong one.
What? No.
Maybe I was wrong, if we don't have one. While we look for that, if there is a letter, we'll move to any other public comment if other folks. Ma'am, and if you'll just sit in the front seat so this individual, and then you'll have the chance to respond. If you'll just raise your hand, state your name for the record, and say you'll tell the truth.
Ms. Delanese, and I will tell the truth.
Thank you.
I own the property directly to the west, and when I purchased this property, there was no kennel. And had there been a kennel, I probably would have had second thoughts about purchasing the property. So I have a lot of questions as to what exactly, where exactly, how it will be ran, how the noise, the smell, the attraction to wild animals, as we have several in the backyard, the impact on the creek. Basically, I would like to know how this is going to affect my time at my house.
Thank you. Thank you very much for your questions. Ma'am, if you want to, you have the opportunity to address some of her questions in this public input. If you'll come on down. And if you have more to ask other questions, you can sit on the side there. That would be fine.
Well, I don't know which house you're talking about, the Airbnb next to us?
Yes.
Oh, okay. First of all, that house was not originally an Airbnb, it was a residence, and there was no negative response from our neighbors. Matter of fact, they were there for many years. This is going to be the same as it was many years ago, and we never, ever had any kind of a complaint. If you know, in the neighborhood, we have lots of dogs in the neighborhood.
Yes.
And the dogs won't be, they won't be there outside in our backyard, which is quite large, as yours is, and goes down to the creek. And so I've never seen a problem with that. We have one dog, and I've never seen any dogs at your Airbnb, so I don't know, maybe you don't require them. And then on the other side, across the street, there's, directly across from my house, there are 4 dogs that have been there for years. The corner dog, the corner area right across from you is someone who's not there all the time, but he has a small motor business, some kind of thing he makes in it, but it's very quiet. Down on Hitchcock, no, is that where? Yeah, Hitchcock, the road right in front of you on the left. Hickory, I'm sorry, wrong one. Has 1, 2, 3, at least 2 dogs in each of those houses. And then there are 3 across from there. So it's always been kind of a dog neighborhood. So you would have heard that before you moved in if you had, if you'd been there for a while.
Yes, an occasional dog at a house is not my issue.
Yeah.
I just want to know how many dogs are you going to be licensed to hold at any?
Well, I don't think we have to be licensed on how many, but for your information, it'll be very small, and like it was before. Our maximum will be 8 dogs. We have 3 very, very large pens with, of course, protection for weather when it gets bad. And then a big playpen in the back. And you can see it if you go down by the creek. It's nowhere near the creek. Matter of fact, it's outside of the floodplain, and there's nothing that drains down into the creek.
It's on the higher level?
Yes,
Not
yes,
grass
yeah.
below?
Yes, we have a straight big lawn, and then we have a retaining wall that goes down 6 feet. And then there's the flood zone, just like your lawn, down to the creek. And even when the creek has come up, it's never gotten to the retaining wall. But I don't see how that would affect anything, because we're going to be there. We're not going to allow feces or anything to sit around. I mean, I don't think people would appreciate their dogs doing that, and neither would I, because I'm going to be living here too. What else can I answer for you?
I guess those are my questions. I mean, I have no prior knowledge of what it was like before, so.
It was bigger.
I didn't know if there would be kennels down there,
No.
and what
No,
size?
there were never kennels down there. We took a lot, we had kind of a specialty boutique sort of kennel. We took sick dogs, older dogs, that kind of thing. We took regular dogs too, but it became kind of a local thing that we would take them, because there was, at that time, still Alto, which is Thundering Paws, and there was Kiki's, which was down the other road, if anybody here remembers her place, close to, right before you hit the reservation. And those were the only kennels in town. Of course, Thundering Paws is still there, and that's not going to be our I mean, they're a very large, commercial, well-run kennel, but they're very far out of the town. We're going to hope to make our base tourists that are down towards Fun Trackers and the Pony Ring, and from the end. Possibly, we hope that now that there are more tourists, and we hope to continue, they'll come. We hope that that will help, because we used to have a lot of people that would drop their little dogs and cats off, or not their cats, their dogs for 3-4 hours while they took the children down to Fun Trackers. And then we had a lot of local, at that time, more, I think, older people who would travel, and older people who had small pets, kind of my child sort of pets, who had many medications and that kind of thing. And when we had a house, they would live in the house, those kinds of pets.
So just to be clear, the existing 3 kennel cages that you have in the back, that's it? That's what you plan on
That's it. That's what
keeping?
we plan to do.
And 8 dogs max?
8 dogs, man. If we have an emergency situation like the flood, we'd be glad to take in animals temporarily, but that's different. That probably doesn't affect anybody, but
Well, that answers
whether we
my
want to do
question.
that or not, you
I
know.
just didn't know what grand scale we were getting to, so that's what I
Mhm.
asked.
Thank you. Thank you for your comments. Appreciate that. If you'll stick around, and thank you, you can
Okay.
return back. Any other questions for the applicant from the public? Great.
I do have one question.
Yep, you'll have to come on down. We'll get you sworn in.
My name is Timothy Beaver. I do swear to tell the truth.
Thank you, sir.
Ms. Carton, could you describe the property on the other side of the Airbnb?
The other side of the Airbnb that used to be a full-time residence is the old Rue gravel pit. Gravel, I guess that's what you call it. They have a large property there, and they used to sell gravel and have trucks and everything in there. So it's always been a loud neighborhood.
And do they still have heavy equipment working there?
No,
Are you sure?
no.
Thank you. That was all.
Thank you for your comment, sir. Thank you, ma'am. Any other questions for the applicant related to this case and her property? And if you'll stick around, ma'am.
Oh.
Well, the staff will have some questions, or the commission will have some questions for you.
Okay.
All right, seeing none, we'll close public input. And we'll move to commissioners' questions for staff and/or the applicant.
I guess you said this, you operated it before, and then it lapsed in time just because you moved in, and you're looking to reestablish a use that you had before, is that?
Yes.
I'm understanding, okay.
My husband used to run it, and he was passed away.
Okay.
So, and we lived in it without him for a while.
Okay.
Here's a question for the staff. How long has the use been lapsed?
I believe based upon what the applicant has said, about 15 years.
I looked it up after you asked me, so I know exactly.
Okay.
We closed, it was, we bought the property in 2003 and did a lot of things, put in parking and handicap parking and that kind of thing, since it's right off of the road there. And in the spring, we opened the actual kennel business. And I believe it was probably 2009 or 2010 when we closed the business.
Okay.
And returned it to a house.
Thank you. Some of the public comment questions were ones that I have. A couple of other ones, you mentioned dogs, there's a couple of pins, and I don't believe in our paper, it really made it super clear where the covered pins were be. It says exercise pen, wire fence, exercise area, a couple different spots off that backside. Are the dogs gonna be put up
Yes.
indoors at night, and they'll just be let out during the day?
Yes.
Okay,
Can I come up and show you? I don't have a copy of that pen if you want to know.
sure.
Where they are.
I think I see the retaining wall that you referenced along the back, and is this the,
Right. This is the flood plan, the new flood plan. This is the creek.
Yep.
The house is, we used to have another kennel house, and that was destroyed. I can't remember when, there are multiple things several years ago. This is all of the house. The one pen comes out this way, it's 75 square feet. Comes straight out, it's big prefers so that they don't get caught in nasty water and stuff. This area is an old laundry room that is stucco and and then is sealed off from the house, but there are little gates that open up. We don't want them in the cold, and there's heat and cooling for there. And then the other two are over here on this side, where there is a garage, and there was also a stucco room there. I don't know what it was originally used for. And it was changed then and is now into an opening where they can get in out of the area.
Okay.
And those are the very same size.
okay, helpful. And Ron, since you're not here, essentially, the dog pens and exercise areas will be on the south side of the house, should it be approved. So opposite of the road, basically, towards
Oh,
the
yeah.
creek.
There's nothing been changed opposite of the road.
Yep. And the use currently is just your home?
Yeah. And I have a dog who has his own bed.
Alex, what's the parking requirements for a property in this zone?
In checking the code, we do not appear to have a specific standard for parking for a kennel. Is that correct, Chris?
Would be C, whatever it's zoned, not a kennel. It's zone C2, yeah?
Yes.
So it'd be the parking requirements for C2.
And those were met for the original ones and haven't changed. There's room for 3, with one of the 3 being handicap, that you can pull in the driveway right to the front of the house.
Isn't it based on square footage of the business?
I think that,
Remember, we went through this a couple of years ago with, I remember, parking issue with one of the dispensaries. It's based on square footage.
yeah. Do you have that information handy for C2 there, Alex? Parking requirement? I think it would be 54-125.
Pardon?
54-125.
Again, I'm unaware of any specific requirement for something that is per the zoning district. It is based on the uses.
Yeah, and the use comes from the use map, which is the C2, C1, R1.
I thought there was a formula.
It's like 2,500 square foot requires 4 parking spots or something for C2, but I don't have it off the top of my head, and I don't have the ordinance.
Based on this plan, there are 4 parking spots.
Yeah, I just wanted to confirm that that was the minimum, or if she has to find another park.
Yeah. It would appear that if we to consider this to be a service establishment, it would be 1 parking space for each 250 square feet of service area, plus 1 space for every 500 square feet devoted to storage, warehousing, or processing.
And that's what,
Surface area, that's just the office?
yeah.
Would that be
Or is
right?
I would think so.
Office and all the kennels.
I mean, the
I don't think that would apply.
You said service, you know.
the patrons
The
are,
patrons.
the patrons can't drive that are back there. Yeah, yeah. So I would just, you are gonna, are you gonna have an office area where the folks can come and drop off their?
We'll use our den, which opens right onto the porch in the front, and we did that for disability
Okay.
originally. We'll continue to do that.
Okay, and that's 500 square feet maybe?
Probably. It's fairly small.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Now, then you got 4 spaces.
Yeah,
on
you
it.
got more
More
than
than
that parking
enough
for,
And even if we say there's 1,500 feet of storage for the
Yeah.
dogs, that's more than enough. Okay. Other questions for the applicant?
Just to clarify, so you have these pins there already and you're not adding anything new? Is that
No,
right?
They're movable. Pre-fruits are movable like horse gates. And we took a lot of them down for many years, used one for a garden. And they've been reconformed to the, most of the places, the best places on high ground, close to the house.
And so those are standing right now where you plan to keep them? Is that
Yes.
what you're saying? Okay.
And they're 6 feet high?
They're 7 feet high.
7?
Pre-fruits, yeah. 7 by, let's see, 7 by 6 by 5, I guess, 7 up,
Okay.
6 by 5. There's 75 square feet.
And it's not chain link.
It's not chain link, it's heavy. I don't know how to describe it. It's used a lot on farms and stuff. It's very stable, and they have very nice heavy doors. They're not enclosed, but it's like squares of very strong iron. They
like
can't-
hog
It's
wire.
not like goat wire or,
Okay.
it's not chain. It's professional wire.
Fence panel type, yeah,
Okay.
cattle panel.
Go for it.
Based upon the foregoing finding of fact per 54-70, 54-84, 54-85, 54-97, 54-118, and 54-129 of the Village Code, I move to grant the requested conditional use approval for case CU 2026-02 with the conditions stated in the case report.
Second.
Got a motion and a second. Any discussion on this one?
If I may, I would be remiss if I didn't ask if you wish to add some additional conditions in regard to the maximum number of dogs that would be permitted, the hours that the dogs would be permitted outdoors.
I'm good with that. To amend the motion, a maximum of 8 dogs and dogs to be boarded inside during dark hours.
Okay.
Okay, re-second the re-amended.
Okay, so adding the conditional use that there'll be no more than 8 dogs inside during evening hours, dark hours.
Dark hours.
Yeah.
Outside you're talking about.
Inside or outside?
Well, during dark hours, they'd be inside, yeah.
And then any thoughts on number of dogs outside? So you were talking doggy daycare earlier. Anything to limit that?
Just the 8 dogs.
8 dogs in dark hours in the evening.
Yeah, 8 dogs max, dark
They are
hours.
in the back of the house too and away from the road. I mean, if you go out on the front, you're not hearing those dogs, you're hearing the ones from across the street and down.
Okay, thank you. Motion with a amendment in the conditions and a second. Any other discussion? Move to roll call vote.
Commissioner Hall,
Yes.
Commissioner Michelina,
Aye.
Chairman Rigsby,
Aye.
Commissioner Byers,
Aye.
Commissioner Kelly.
Aye.
You have your conditional use. Thank you, ma'am. Thanks for your time. And thanks for your comments. All right, let's move to our last quasi judicial item, an annex approval case, AX 2026-01. Alex, what can you tell us about this item?
Yes, this is a request to annex into the village lots 2, 3, 4, and 5 of Block 2 of the Keel-Bunnell Gavilan Canyon subdivision. This is a property that one of the lots is under construction for the My Metal business, that they are doing that. They are seeking to be annexed in order to be able to connect into the Village of Ruidoso's water and sewer systems.
Great, thank you. How are you?
Bostwick, representing My Metal and the owner James Bostwick. That's what
Remind me your name again, I'm so sorry.
Wendell Bostwick.
Mr. Bostwick, thank you. Thank you for being here. Tell us a little bit more about what the plan is.
Well, when we bought this property, we asked about the availability of sewer. The sewer runs down Gavilan, as you well know, and we thought about doing just individual lots and doing some barndominiums, and we developed the place for a commercial, and we are planning on adding a barndominium or 2 on the south side is the plan. So, and we just to get water and stuff. I might add, whenever we originally, I think before we even bought the lot, I asked Adam about sewer. And according to your map, there's not a sewer, but Adam says there is a manhole just right, I can show you where Adam says there's a manhole. Can I come up and show you?
I think you're talking the one on the corner here?
Yeah, well, but it doesn't have a green dot on it.
Yeah, when we get to commissioner questions, maybe you can come up and show us that.
Okay.
But you're looking to have the annexation to hook up to
Water.
village amenities,
Right.
essentially. Okay. All right. With that in mind, I think that helps us with this application. We'll move to public comment. This is the one that we actually have the written comment on, so I apologize for the confusion earlier. Is there others that would like to comment on this item that are in the audience? Sorry, I can't think, or online? Okay, we'll close public comment. But we do have the letter stated that will be entered into the public record from the adjacent property owner or somebody in that area. But we'll go ahead and close public comment now. And we'll move to commissioner questions for this annexation. Commissioners, what questions do you have for the applicant?
Well, I guess my biggest question is, there's a couple of things. One, any annexation to be considered by the village cannot put an additional burden on the village in their structures. And I don't see anything in the applicant's submittal that demonstrates that it's not a burden. I see the request for additional services, but I don't see the proof that this is going to not be an additional burden on the village. And the other kind of key thing here is I don't see the provision by the petitioner for water rights or arrangement for water rights to be used for this annexation. And those are two requirements in the annexation, and I don't see either of them in this package.
First off, on the original application, and it's been stated that we will provide our own connect fees.
I'm not the connect fees I'm worried about. It's a 30-year, 40-year, 50-year commitment. It's an ongoing commitment once you're part of the village system.
Right.
That's the issue. You have to demonstrate that that's not going to be adversely affected the village of Ruidoso. That's not shown in this application.
And how do we do that?
Well, there is an annexation form. I didn't see that in here. I imagine that's in the intricacies of that form, so. But it has to be demonstrated that you're not putting an additional burden on the existing services.
Alex, can you comment? Is there a form for this?
There is not a specific form that I am aware of.
Well, and what about water rights?
Well, and as to your comment about water rights, I suspect that you could drill a well there.
We have our own water rights, and we agreed to pass those to the city, so.
If you are using that water, I would be in favor of hooking up to sewer, because then we get return flow credits. So it at least is, kind of offsetting.
Then you're committed to dealing with a sewer and infrastructure system that's already got issues.
Allegedly, the money we pay monthly goes towards that. So that's how you, on an ongoing basis, not provide a burden. So they'll pay for it ongoing.
But it has to be demonstrated. If you read the language, how are they going to demonstrate that?
Yeah, I'm not sure. I don't know how you demonstrate it beyond passing through water rights and passing through and continuous payment for sewer. Alex, do you have any comments on past annexations? I think we annexed back in 18.
Yeah, I wouldn't have any specific knowledge in that regard. I would invite Marty again to come up if he would have anything he could add.
We'll swear you in again, Marty. Say your name, say and tell the truth.
Swear to tell the truth. On our past annexations, a lot of them did annex into the village, so they get village services. This particular lots that he's trying to pass now, we do have water in the area. There's already a stub out to his side of the road. So he will be running his own water line to that stub out. So he will be paying for water services there. There is a sewer line on his side of the roadway. So he will be tying into there, and he will be paying sewer fees too, for as long as he owns the property, or it changes hands, but we will be, collecting fees for both water and sewer. He will be doing the taxes within the village also, instead of the county.
Yeah, go ahead.
So in your opinion, it is not adding a burden on the village?
No, like right now, he does have one building over there, but it only has one bathroom and a sink. I mean, it's a commercial building where he's gonna be selling materials.
But he's talking about expanding.
And the barndominiums, this is first I hear of the barndominiums, but how big are they gonna be?
Well, we don't know yet. I mean, that's just, we bought that property for possibly doing that down the
Right,
road.
and our sewer line that runs to there, I mean, it's only running like a quarter full, at this time. And that's when we're at full capacity, so.
And we will be paying sales tax, and our sales tax revenue, probably 3, 5, 8 million a year on taxes, so is that a burden to the city?
Instead of paying county, you're paying village tax. Isn't that right?
Correct.
Still pay county tax. You don't get away from
Well,
county real estate.
yeah, but
It's an addition.
Additional GRT that we
yeah.
charge.
Still hasn't.
It's at the rate of the village and not at the rate of the county. Well,
Not for the real estate. Real estate's county.
but the business, as far as the business that they do.
That's GRT, yeah.
Yeah.
GRT.
Yeah.
Help me understand, because we have legal descriptions and that stuff. Your business now is on one lot, correct?
Yes, on lot 2.
Right.
And then we're fencing 3 and 4, basically, for a laydown yard. And then 5 will be for future expansion, whatever we're gonna do.
So the 1.2 acres is what so the issue that I think we're gonna run into is that you're requesting R1, but what you do on block 2 is C2, C3, is commercial sales.
I think the recommendation, the way I understood it, was gonna have commercial for 2, 3, and 4, and then residential for 5.
Wouldn't that result in spot zoning?
The commercial request was made for lots 2, 3. However, as Mr. Rigsby stated, that would end up being a spot zone because the zoning that is contiguous in the village is residential, and there is no commercial zoning in that area.
I mean, there's nothing contiguous.
Correct.
It's a little island in kind of like the airport, right?
Yeah, there is a finger that extends along Gavilan Canyon at that point that is R1 zoned.
And it's my understanding that as long as it's continuous, we have a right to annex. Is that correct?
It would be a non-conforming use within R1.
Okay.
And I don't, this is just a personal opinion, maybe not, the commission might disagree with me, and we don't have zoning anywhere near that. I don't think it makes sense to start with a non-conforming use right away for an annexation. I mean, on that far side, it's C1 on the opposite side that's in the village, right? But it's then abuts an R1, so and his northern part is a C2, as an example. So it would be more spot zoning down there. So that doesn't necessarily draw to the annexation, but it does draw to, if it is approved, whether or not what we want to annex it into or recommend, right? Because part of this process, we have to recommend to council what we would want to annex it into.
Correct. There's the part to recommend the approval of the annexation, and then secondly, to establish an initial zoning.
Well, like I said, I'm still hung up on the provision about the petition of the water rights and what water rights are to be used by the applicant for the annexation. That's straight black and white in section 54-101. That hasn't been demonstrated. What are the water rights? And has that been, will that be sufficient for the properties there or the future development of those properties?
I think from what Marty's saying, that there's no concern necessarily with that and that the payment would cover it, though.
I'm talking about the rights of the water and the future use of the property. Say it's all developed out and you got 3 or 4 condominiums and a business there. Do they have water rights to use that water? That's what I'm asking. That's what needs to be demonstrated for annexation. I don't see that demonstrated.
Recording stopped.
We'll pause till we get the recording back up and running. I think it's within the meeting that you have to adjust the settings. And then I think you have to hit re-record.
Recording in progress.
Thanks, Chris.
Alex, in our original request, did we not state that we were going to give our water rights to the city? Because we do have water rights, so.
Well, it's just, are they sufficient for the intended uses? I don't know the answer to that.
That was not clearly stated in your petition. With that, it may be worthwhile for us to table this item so that we can also work through an annexation agreement that would lay out which is included in section 2, which would include the provision of water rights and/or payment for such water rights, as well as making sure that we have those things buttoned down.
I have no problem with that. If you feel you need the time to do that as staff, make a motion, table this till next month.
Is that a motion?
Yes, motion to table.
Got a motion to table. Is there a second?
Second.
Wait a minute.
Go ahead,
Hold
Ron.
on.
This is your discussion.
Alex, can we also kind of nail down what the zoning could possibly be if we're gonna take the time here to
Thank you,
figure out the
Commissioner.
water and everything else?
We can also have that discussion with our legal counsel to see what their interpretation of spot zoning might be in this case.
Okay. Sorry, Bill.
No worries.
Got a motion and a second to table. Any other discussion? All right, seeing no other discussion, we'll move to a roll call vote.
Roll call, Commissioner Hall,
Yes.
Commissioner Michelina,
Aye.
Chairman Rigsby,
Aye.
Commissioner Byers,
Aye.
Commissioner Kelly.
Aye.
Motion carries, sorry. Thank you. Thank you for being here today.
And it may be that it will be back on first Tuesday.
We missed the reporting deadline already, so it won't be until May.
I don't think you'll have anything done till May anyway.
All right, moving on. That is the quasi judicial hearing. We'll move to our old business, which is our friends from Able City. Scarlett, some context on this. You've obviously been part of the comprehensive planning. I saw you at some of the charrettes. This is a specific map that is not the same as a zoning map. It's not by parcel. but it's intended to be part of the comprehensive plan to say directionally, this is what we see the area being. We don't want 10-story multi-family buildings in the west part of town by Upper Canyon, as an example. We don't want to have industrial area outside of certain areas. We don't want parks and public areas. So this is not down to the zone, which is what we were discussing earlier, but it's like, hey, this is where we envision these types of developments going. Whether or not you can develop there is ultimately up to the zoning, but we want folks to reference this map as they plan their long-term investment into the city.
And I did listen in on the last meeting when y'all were discussing.
Perfect. Well, I should ask if you knew what we were doing before I gave you the whole soliloquy.
I appreciate it anyway.
Wanted to see if you were on the ball.
Yes. And so, Sam, how are you? It looks like you did have the opportunity to color a map for us. We do have a larger one. Ron, do you feel like you can see it okay? Because we do have a larger one here in this area.
Yeah. Yeah, I actually have it on another screen, so I'm good.
Awesome.
Can y'all hear me?
We can.
Yes.
Okay, great.
So Sam, before we jump in, maybe you can talk at a high level, the thought process that you went into making this initial draft, and if there's anything else that you would want to call out as we get into our discussion.
Sure. So I'm joined today by Victoria and Alfonso from the team. And, you know, full transparency, Alfonso is the one who drafted this. I am not going to take credit for this. So, but we did it together.
Sounds like Alfonso did it, Sam. Not you. But
well,
go ahead.
Alfonso was the drafter. I'll say that. But you haven't met him yet, so he had a lot of questions for Victoria and I. So, you know, I just want to give credit where credit is due. You know, our initial approach to this, we essentially we looked at the narratives that we all agreed upon in the last workshop, and we just kind of did our first take of where we thought things could go. I think that this map needs a lot of work and a lot of love from the commissioners. We need some input because, you know, ultimately, you know your community best. And so, you know, and some things that we left, we have some question marks on as well. For instance, the Lynx Golf Course, also out by the airport. You know, we sort of need some direction from you guys on what you think would be best out there in those areas. So this is not set in stone. This is just the very, very first draft, and we are looking to improve upon it based off of the narratives that we came up with last time. So that's kind of the high level exercise. I feel like, you know, am I missing anything, Alfonso or Victoria? Does that sound pretty good?
Yeah, it sounds about right.
Okay. So with that, I will turn it over to y'all, and let's get into this discussion.
Great. Why don't we start with initial thoughts, and maybe that'll drive the conversation in specific areas. I don't believe we will get through all of this today and have it finalized, unless, what's the timing again? When are we trying to vote on comprehensive plan? Maybe that's for staff.
Yeah, the adoption process begins, Victoria, remind me, is that in May or is it in June?
June. Thought it comes
I want to
back.
say it's going to be June.
June. So, but the adoption process is the final complete, no more edits draft, or I'm sorry, you know, final plan. You know, we're getting a lot of chapters, the first drafts of chapters this week from the whole team. So, you know, we'd like to present, you know, an actual land use chapter with a good, you know, relatively fleshed out land use map for that. So if we don't get it all today, that's fine. But hopefully in the next couple of weeks we can get, you know, some at least like 80 to 90% of the way there. So.
Okay, thank you. Commissioners, what are your initial thoughts?
So on the Old Mill District, if I'm looking at this map here, I think it needs to extend slightly more to the east to actually capture the old mill.
Yeah, that's a good point.
And then was the intent to take it all the way to the roundabout? Or were those going to be two separate districts?
I think that's something that we can discuss. I think it makes sense to go to the roundabout and to basically move the Old Mill District over to Paradise is where I would probably put it.
Yeah, I think that sounds right to me too.
Are you whoever's doing there we go. I was going to say, whoever's doing that, can they mark it?
Yeah, I mean, you're actually looking at, basically, because once you get past the Y, if you kind of look at it on your map here where you're showing it as a regional corridor, it's really not a regional corridor. I mean, there's small lots, which are more kind of similar to what you've got in Midtown and the old district, so they're all just from a lot sizing. When I think regional corridor, I think that's where you've got opportunities for, bigger box stores or larger retailers. You really, once you get out of the Y, there's really not a lot of large lots that you could develop. There's maybe a few, but there's not a lot where you could put a large retailer. That's why I would think it would make more sense to call it the old mill area.
Are you saying the Y, like out by Highway 70?
Yeah.
I don't think we extend it past, because like.
Paradise, is that what?
Yeah, just to Paradise,
Just
I
to
think.
Paradise.
Okay, I see what you're saying. Yeah, because you start to pick up, there's a few more lots between First National and the hospital.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then you got the hospital out toward Y. Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Take it out to Paradise.
There are some big lots.
Yeah, as I think about it,
Senator.
yeah, there are, okay.
And then to the west also, I don't think it should go past the roundabout.
I don't, yeah, I would agree with that. I do think the section of Upper Canyon to the second bridge should be more in line with like a Pine to Path community. Like, there are already a lot more density in that area.
Yeah.
And I can't see on the, like, the second bridge is here. First bridge is hard to see, but, I mean, I guess it is Pine to Path along there where, I'm just thinking about all those like cabins, those like 5-acre lots that have 13 or 14 cabins, like, I think I made this comment in the past. When I'm coming into Upper Canyon, I'm always afraid I'm gonna hit somebody because people wanna walk from the lower section of Upper Canyon to the Midtown area. And I think that that's where it should be interconnected.
I've shaken my stick at you, so.
I try to hit you though.
I know.
That's the difference. And I think it's mostly Pine to Path over there, but, and then I think.
So
that
we're saying this area is mostly Pines Path instead?
Up until about, I mean, it's a pretty dense area. There's smaller lots, less than
Half acre for sure.
most are less than a third of an acre up there with like 800 to 1,000 square foot cabins, et cetera. So yeah, but then it does go pretty quickly there. We don't want to encourage much more development. I don't believe in the burn scar to the west over there. And that's why we have that big conservation home.
So you're
beside it.
saying all the way up to the second bridge?
I mean, or we just keep it
Or
where it
whatever.
is. I don't know what that road is that they have the dividing line, but I mean, I'm generally, it's really just this small section.
Where is it now on the map as far
R2
as,
or-
is it,
Fine, let me,
is it at the first bridge, Jacob?
I can't
Where-
tell you.
Roughly.
Let me grab this
Yeah,
one.
look at the big map.
It looks like it's just at like,
First bridge or?
no, First Bridge is
First bridge is right
Right
here.
there.
Yeah.
so it is Pine to
That-
Path. And then
That's a.
the second
Alpine.
bridge is here, so it goes. So I guess it does connect where I think it should. I mean, it's just this lower area where the cabins are, so I guess it's okay.
I'm not sure why this kind of,
That line,
yeah,
a little
comes in
funky
there. I don't
yellow.
know why, I'd just extend that on over,
Yeah, just,
straight over and,
So that small little section of yellow, where it
Yep.
goes from, just make that all pine to paths.
Yeah. Straight line it across, there you go.
Yeah.
Well, not that, but.
Yeah, no, I mean, I agree with that. I mean, this is a lot of undeveloped on top of this hill. I don't know if that will be developed anytime soon. I don't remember how steep it is, because
It's
that's
pretty steep.
Perk Ridge, basically,
Yeah.
right? No, Perk
Where's
Ridge.
Ebarb?
No,
Ebarb is right in here, right?
Or is it back this way a little further?
No, it's right, because this is to Perk.
Okay, this is Perk. Yeah. Yeah, that's gotta be Ebarb.
And then I don't
Also, if
know,
you're online, you can annotate to draw on this map too, and I can make comments on it as well if you want to participate that way at all.
okay.
I'm not online.
I think it's just Ron that's online. I don't know if the section up by Grindstone is Pine to Path or Alpine Living. So that's the only one that, I think the section in between Grindstone and Old Mill could be Pine to Path communities. I mean,
This?
yeah. Again, that's a hill, so walking up and down that area, that's like K, first, fifth, second, like from the circle to basically the backside of Wingfield.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say that should be Pine to Path instead of Alpine Living right there.
Yeah. And then yeah, I mean,
But I don't know, I mean, this area back here, you know, the neighborhood above Wingfield,
yeah,
what's the difference really between that and the numbered streets?
right, yeah, that's a good point. I mean, you could do,
We're gonna drop the noodles, is that okay?
I mean, I think the intent for Pine to Path is to encourage more walkable, denser areas.
Yeah.
With Wingfield being the centerpiece, which right now it's colored in as,
Pine and Path.
Yeah, looks like it's Pine to Path.
yeah, so that's some feedback where Wingfield is. I think that should be recreational area. So Chris, if
And
you'll highlight.
Wingfield,
The Wingfield Street.
Yeah, and
like
an
a-
actual park right there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it is an actual.
Yeah. It's, I think right where your cursor is.
right here. Oh, it is that one? Okay.
Yeah, those,
That's probably an outdoor recreation district.
Mhm.
And then I would say, I don't know if we just say around the park, because I know people walk, especially when there's a concert and you're in the back area, people walk pretty regularly to Wingfield. And again, if it's just like, hey, we want these neighborhoods to be more accessible, more walkable, to get to the other areas, I think it makes sense in that regard.
Ron had to check off.
You had to leave.
Yeah, he had to leave.
Yeah.
He told me to tell you. So.
I appreciate that. I think Flume Ridge, I mean, all this says Alpine Living to me.
That's now orange.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Where's
I
that?
was just about to say that.
North of Grindstone, right in that area, basically where your cursor is south, probably Alpine Living. And so this is just my
Yeah.
feedback from the Able City folks. Along the Old Mill corridor, I feel like promoting that as a Pine to Path community. It doesn't have to go super far away from the Old Mill corridor, especially
Yeah.
through Midtown. But if we can connect the residential so people can walk in, that's better for visitors, so they can feel like they can go down there and shop. It's better for residents, because they can walk to work or they can go down there and socialize. And not that Alpine Living isn't walkable, but
The hills are steeper, that's all.
Well, yeah.
Yeah,
well,
I mean, that's good feedback. I mean, I think that's,
Forest, isn't it?
that makes
there's
sense to
Black
me.
Forest, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's outline living, that's
And
not.
I would almost do Flume. I mean, there's different ways that you can actually get out of Flume and back Black Forest, but it is technically a dead end too.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, suicide subdivision.
Hey now, some of us live in areas that are,
Just that.
Just that, yeah.
so maybe we do that little section that I was talking about, extending downward from the southern part of the conservation homestead on the far west side. So there's Main Road, and then it kind of drops down. Chris, do you see where I'm, yeah, make that conservation, guys.
Which one?
Where the cursor is that Chris has right now, that little section.
Just bring the green straight on down.
Yeah. And make that conservation, and then the section by Grindstone, make it Alpine Living.
Gotcha.
Because the section above Grindstone to the north there, that's like 300 feet above Grindstone.
Yeah.
And half of it is,
Yeah, it's not like a
nobody's,
tourist hiking trail or anything. Uh-uh.
and nobody's
Yeah.
walking from there to
To
Midtown.
the
no.
uh-uh.
Yeah. You are.
You got that?
Yeah, but
You're the
All
I
right.
don't have any other friends walking with me.
Yeah, that's certainly fair.
Victoria, is that you marking?
Yeah, that's me.
Okay.
And I would do
These-
pine to path just around
Conservation.
Wingfield as well.
Yeah, do the pine to path around Wingfield and
yeah,
here
on
it's
up the
yellow
spring.
now, yeah. I mean, just make that, because yeah, you'd probably walk, you could walk from there to Grindstone, I've done.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, that's, it's also another thing to think about is I know that the Xterra track goes through that area too, and it feels like that should be in
Yeah.
one of those communities. We've spent a lot of time in like the southern part of town and then the western part. Where do we want to go from
Well,
here?
The only one that, well, that I was looking at is, we show the airport. Isn't the airport by its very definition an industrial area? I mean, they're looking at additional uses for it, but.
If we got industrial stuff wanting to go somewhere, I think the airport area is
Well,
the
that's
place
where
it should be.
that's where the fuels conversion plant's gonna go, is out on
Right.
airport land. So why
Right.
wouldn't we call that? I mean, it wouldn't preclude doing recreational things out there if they wanted to do that, but the existing use, an airport's about
Yeah.
as industrial as you can get.
True.
I think
Right,
just
yes.
make it, and if, as I said, if they're successful getting all the permits on the fuel conversion stuff, it's gonna be out at the airport, and that's an industrial. So why not just call it, an industrial employment area?
Yeah, I mean, I don't disagree. I think there's, that would be good discussion to give to the steering committee for the comprehensive plan and council. Because I know some
Okay.
folks have visions of recreational fields out there.
Yeah, oh, yeah, I understand. I understand that as well too, but you've also got the bulk of the land you're looking at the two runways.
Really?
Yeah.
You're looking at the
There's big
two
dreams.
runways, and the runways.
What?
There's big dreams. Some folks have put together like multiple ball fields, like you could do multiple
Yeah,
tournaments.
they're looking at a private financing to do that. There's a company that's seriously considering 180,
Softball, baseball, soccer.
all on artificial turf. There's one company that's thinking about it. But I mean, I think it could be, part of it could be, maybe you split the use a little bit, because you've got, like I said, what you're showing there on the map now are basically the actual two crossing runways, and you got a little bit of the area there. You could show other areas. You could split the use, maybe that's the feedback we give to the steering committee. I mean, because an airport, it's
Is
an
an
industrial
industrial
use, so,
Yeah, and I mean, if we're gonna expand air traffic into that, I mean, it's only gonna be, like, imagine a world where we have commercial aircrafts coming in and out of the airport. I mean, Yeah.
My jet's not commercial.
You know, you 1%ers, we can't.
On the northern part of Hull where there's Pine and Path, I think that should just all be Alpine Living.
All along the whole corridor?
I think so.
Yeah, I would agree.
Oh, I see where they got the little orange.
Yeah.
Yeah, just make it all Alpine Living.
Yeah,
Yeah.
nobody's walking on Hull.
Nobody's walking.
No, that's even worse
it's
than
getting bike paths and stuff like that on there is,
But I do think around the school, I mean, the stuff that's like right along the school, like I would almost do the Pine to Path to connect this little Pine to Path up here.
Oh, I see what you're saying, yeah. Well, I mean,
It's hard to say up here, but from the corner of where Hull meets Warrior, take it around here.
right, well, and you do have a nice path that goes down Warrior.
Correct.
That should be,
Yeah.
as far as Pine to Path, it's a great path. I
Or
don't know
outdoor
if
and
that's-
recreation.
Yeah, because this is the school, right?
Yeah.
I think so.
Outdoor recreation, or I would honestly say conservation around the school, because it is an old burn scar from the McBride. I don't know if
But maybe outdoor and recreation, just like bordering Warrior.
Okay,
And you do have Gavilan Creek that runs through there.
yeah.
got a municipal well down there as well, so.
And connecting the links to Moon Mountain is a great idea.
Commissioners, I have to run. I have to pick up my son from daycare, but Alfonso and Victoria are going to be here to help you out.
Okay.
I just wanted to say bye and it's good seeing y'all again.
Good seeing you. We'll make sure everyone gets the proper credit and you get.
We still have the important.
Don't give any to me.
None. Thanks, Sam.
All right. Okay, bye.
Yeah, I guess the only, on Hull is because I was just looking back at it, you know, the Alpine Living doesn't preclude doing trail development. So, I mean, was that the reasoning why that was Pine to Path? Because they wanted to do more trail development along Hull to connect? I was just trying to figure out why those were spotted orange,
Yeah, I'm not sure on that one.
because.
I think, I don't know, Alfonso, if you want to add into it, but kind of making another corridor of residential, maybe mixed use, offices, retail, something like that. I don't know if you want to expand, Alfonso.
That was kind of like a preliminary, discussion. But definitely that was like the intent, but kind of what the commissioners are saying this time, and that makes a lot of sense as well.
Yeah, it doesn't, it's a lower, the Alpine Living is a lower to medium density residential development where Pine to Path is wanting to accommodate medium to higher density development. So do you want to see, that would be potential, would you like to see more like that would be like for an apartment complex? That's a higher density development or, closely spaced
Yeah.
townhome type things.
I mean, we have that on the lower section closer to the links, like,
Yeah,
so if you see where the links is on the north side and going to the east side where the kind of dips down, that I would already consider Pine to Path, although there's not as many commercial boutique, like commercial retail, but there is more density, essentially from the northern tip of the links where Pine to Path is towards Warrior on the lower section. Is that Chris? Is it, or I don't know whose cursor that is, but yeah. But I don't foresee retail or shopping or anything along this corridor.
no, I think
Sounds good.
your retail is it's gonna be along the state routes, and then it depends on, the only way that would potentially happen is if, the state and the county agree to Gavilan becoming the bypass or becoming the main road in the Midtown.
Well, and I was about to say, I could see where Gavilan and Hull could, support like a convenience store type situation at some point, but I know you'll get a lot of opposition to the from the neighbors around there, but
This
still,
section
it
here,
could.
nobody would like that, yeah.
No, they would not, but it would be viable.
Yeah, I would agree, because there's nothing, I mean, Meacham and White Mountain are the last of the,
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, but that's something that I honestly don't think in our lifetime we'll see that, the Gavilan, reroute of, it
this
may
becoming
happen.
a regional corridor.
Becoming a regional corridor, potentially. But, I mean, that's subject to, the DOT has to agree to it, the county has, because most of it's county.
Yeah,
But it's got 100-foot right-of-way, so, I mean, you could put a true bypass, and then because I think I know Tim made that point in the comprehensive plan about Midtown. Part of it, it's like when we do the reason we only have limited parades is the process of getting a state highway closed is not a simple process. But if you had the state highway actually went somewhere else and you had like 37 and 48 were business 37 and 48, you have more flexibility on a local end to, like, say you wanted to have a street festival for 4 days just in Midtown. You could do that because there's another state way to get around that's up to state standards for traffic and all that sort of stuff. And that's a big investment that would require the DOT and the state legislatures to agree to it, and the county, because the bulk of it's on county land. But, conceptually, that'd be awesome. It'd be awesome for the village, but I don't know what time frame that's on for reality, or if it's just a pipe dream.
Man,
But it'll be in the comprehensive plan.
I think we gave the Able City folks a lot to look at here. We appreciate them being on. Any other things that we should get on today before we get?
We didn't get that little piece above the links. There's,
It's already dense. Victoria, if from Hull, where you have it orange, turn that back to probably Alpine Living. But then from Hull over to the orange across the top of the links, that's probably Pine to Path community, because it's already got,
Higher density.
yeah, I mean,
just bordering that lime green from the top
Right
down.
there, yes. Uh-huh.
Come down, yeah.
Follow the lime green, yeah.
Follow the lime green, just to offset it.
Would you want it to kind of follow it down?
Yes.
Yes,
Yeah,
Yeah?
connect back to,
Okay.
all the way to Warrior Drive.
Gotcha.
And even along Warrior Drive, both sides, I would think,
So what I'm thinking then, both sides of Warrior Drive here, and then,
yeah,
yeah, there you go.
there's
Yeah.
rec, right?
Yeah.
Outdoor recreation. Right.
recreation
Yeah,
or Pine to Path.
I mean, I would do recreation.
That's what it is right now.
Yeah,
Well, not
The
across
links
the
is,
street, but
not across the street, but the links is.
that's where there's all
What-
those houses right there across the street from the not the middle school.
But
the
Warrior
elementary school.
Drive, where do you have recreation?
Oh, I just had it from here to here, so that way you could tie
Right.
it into Moon.
I agree.
Oh, on that part.
Yeah.
Yes.
Warrior Drive should be recreation.
Yeah, they've
Just-
Pine to
already,
Path and
Just along Warrior
Along,
though.
right.
just along
Just along.
Warrior.
But
as
then-
recreation.
I mean, from Hull, Cream Meadows, this little yellow, I mean, we already have village services in here. We already have some self-storage. I mean, I feel like this little section could be, so just continuing on Pine to Path.
around the links.
Yes.
Like this area right here would all be Pine and Path,
But I
Pine and
think
Path,
that
and then recreation going down
This
Warrior.
right here, This little hill,
Yeah, basically.
I think is still Alpine Living, don't you think? Because it's larger lots.
I would agree
and-
with that, but like, here we are, should we have a restaurant behind Village Hall? Should we redevelop Village Hall to be more multi-use? Should we be able to go around the links and stop somewhere for a beer besides Farley's? Not that there's anything
But
wrong with
Village Hall
Farley's.
is in the outdoor and recreation district, right?
I think, isn't this? Cream
Isn't it
Meadows
that
in here?
little square right there?
Oh, yeah, you're right.
So I'm saying just that one hill right here across from Village Hall should stay how it is, even though
For
it's like a
Alpine
little
Village.
island.
Yeah, I guess you're right there.
Vicky will like
What?
Vicky.
This is just suggestions, man. Just like your opinion, man.
So we're saying then no to this right here.
Yes, correct, I should say. We're gonna keep that
As is.
as is Alpine.
is.
However, I think that the little, so hole right there underneath that island I'm talking about, I think should be recreation, right? With the walking path and things along hole there.
So still recreate, like
Just
over hole or
along.
under?
Hill right there that she's talking about, that she's had her cursor on.
Yeah, I think the hill should stay yellow, but along hole right there, that's where the walking path goes. So do we just leave it as is, or do we mark it
Well,
out?
No, in Pine to Path, you can have walking paths.
Well, you can have walking paths in Alpine.
But that's
so-
not, oh, you can, and
Because you don't want to go parcel. You're thinking of land use now.
Yeah, we're getting,
Yeah, we're not trying to drill to the parcel. No, we're not trying to drill parcel by parcel. We're just trying to globally go what things make sense. It's like if somebody wanted to, where Hull was and says, I want to put in an asphalt plant.
yeah.
This gives them guidance so they go, well, that really doesn't make sense with what we're thinking.
I hate to cut conversation short, but I know we're about to run out of a quorum and we need to have quorum to finish the meeting. So can you give us 5 minutes more?
Yeah.
Hurry up.
Okay. Because I don't want this to be
Do we
defunct.
still have a quorum?
We still have a quorum, right, with 4?
Yeah.
Thank you. I think that might give us a second take, and then we can get together. We're only getting together in like a week, so we'll be
Yeah.
able to iterate
Yeah, it'll
quickly.
be the first Tuesday.
Yeah, and the next week we have, or 2 weeks from now, we have less agenda items. So thank you, folks from Able City. We'll move on
Yeah,
to.
thank you.
Thanks, Victoria.
An abbreviated 3 bullets at the end. So Alex, any community development reports that we should know?
I think the thing I would would again apologize, maybe not again, but apologize to the commission for our screw up that necessitated rescheduling this meeting. Appreciate your adaptability, flexibility with that. We have put in some new checks on ourselves so that we prevent this from happening again. Would also go back to the council meeting earlier this month where there was some question about the number of short-term rentals that we do have here in Ruidoso that are permitted. When not Able City, sorry, wrong consulting group, when Deckard went back and looked at all of the categories, they did confirm that the number of short-term rentals is very close to the number that we say, 1,325, is when they looked at those things that they've not yet had anything come through for them to process with that. Believe anything else, if you have any questions of what's been in the packet or anything else going on, I'd be glad to answer that as available.
Did they confirm the number of non-permitted short-term rentals? Or?
We have not yet done that as we continue to go through the data cleanup and alignment, and also as Crisanti is looking into her records as well. We have identified a couple, 3. Also, as people are calling up as well, we did notice that there was another several that are going to be coming into compliance as well.
And I assume tomorrow's council, they're going to clarify the fire pit with the fines going to the abuser of the.
Thank you for that question. So the council tomorrow is having a public hearing among their items, public hearing that would amend Chapter 54, that would make the Planning Commission the hearing body for any violations of the use of a fire pit at a short-term rental in regard to the suspension of the revocation of a short-term rental permit, that would come to this body, and there would be, and you would be the final say before it would move at the village level, before it would move to the court. So there would be no appeal right to the village council for that consideration. Also.
Sorry.
They don't want to do their job, they want us to do it.
Okay, can we put a pin in that? But that's good information. I guess we're going to discuss it, but.
So that is the ordinance change that would make the planning commission would be the body that would hear the revocation, would consider a revocation for a permit of up to a year. And then also a change would be made that there would not be appeal right to the village council, that this board would, this body would be, the commission would be the final hearing unless they would move to court. With that.
We'll come back to that because it'll come in front of us.
And then secondly, with the, we did have a situation a couple weekends ago, I think it was now, maybe. Yes, and with a property, this hits on both things that you asked. With the property that was previously permitted, their permit had lapsed as a short-term rental, that there was a fire pit in use. The guests, the tenant, overnight tenants, they were cited with a citation moving through the municipal court. But being that there was not any specific, because it's not a permitted short-term rental, there's no permit to be suspended or revoked. That is one of the properties that it was noted that they had previously been a short-term rental, that they needed to get their license renewed. I think it was one of those, yeah, that's the situation there.
Can we, sorry, just for the sake of time, we're at the 5 minutes that I promised Bart.
Okay.
We'll be together in a week and a half.
Oh, yeah.
Can we get our questions answered at that time? So I appreciate the
Yes, sir.
overview as a report, but I'll have to cut it short just because I don't want to lose quorum. I'll say one comment. Scarlett, welcome to the commission. We're glad you're here again. We really appreciate your, and jumping in. I didn't give you any context at the beginning of the meeting because you already know this, so we appreciate it. Anything else, guys? If not, I would entertain a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
Okay, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All right, we are adjourned. Sorry. Thank you, Alex.
Thanks, everybody.
I didn't want us to be.
Yeah, no,
Is that, do you want the clerk for your one rather than the?
yeah, no, it's
Okay, Alex, so
Yes. Oh, yeah.
I'm not doing anything online, or I am.
Yeah. For your application?
Yes.
Do it that way. It'll be easy.
Okay.
Yep. Until we get our new MyGov system.
We're in a position.
What kind of food items are you preparing?
Sourdough.
did change, as I understand. They
Yep.
changed the ordinance to allow the shift commander to cite the individual who makes the fire pit.
Recording stopped.
The one that's doing
The one that's doing it, the challenge then is, you know, the way the ordinance is written now is it's an automatic revocation for the owner. But if the owner, the challenge, because I listened to these hearings when I came to council, if they.
Gotta make sure we stop recording, because or else we get like all their conversations.
I did.
Okay, on,
So you heard me saying that